Grab some corn for poppin' and bourbon for sippin' because it is story time with me. Hey there, I am Jeff, the radio DJ dude, and this one, juicy good. We've got an on-air scandal, there's lawsuits, it's just pure 80s radio gold and 100% true.
We are on the air.
I was 19 years old in Santa Barbara, California, and I thought I was actually about to make radio history. But what I was actually doing, getting the station sued by a major record label, fired from the best job I'd ever had, well, up until that point at least, and all thanks, to this, a simple brown paper bag. I think we better rewind the tape. So I'm 19, right? Just a kid. But not just any kid. Hell no! I'm Jammin' Jeff Scott, the brand new full-time night jock and music director at Y97 in Santa Barbara.
Y97, Santa Barbara's more music station. It's Jeff Scott. I'm here to please. So use me, abuse me, take me, I'm yours. 965, 97, 97. Now it's the latest from Soul Sister.
Oh, dream job. Gorgeous city, home of movie stars, just big shots. And now, me, night shift, big mic, big title, and even bigger mullet. I mean, come on, look at this. If it's in R&R, you know you made it. That's right, from weekend warrior to full-time. Somebody cue the Rocky theme. Well, what's that? Copyright violations? Oh.
197, it is your more music station. It's Jeff Scott. I don't know, I'm just feeling too good on a Monday night. Something must be up around here. Hey, can I get you a song, get you feeling good? What can I do for you?
You can play Knocking on Heaven's Door by Guns N' Roses.
You've got it. You see, we do what you want.
Yeah, but is it worth talking to you?
But I didn't just land there due to dumb luck, even though I ended up being pretty dumb. As I have previously overshared, my radio journey started at 15, and you can watch that diatribe right up here. Tiny stations, no to incredibly low pay, a bevy of part-time gigs along the California coast, and every weekend I'd drive myself up to Santa Barbara from where I lived. It was a long haul just to crack that mic. Why? Well, if you've done this professionally, you know why. We love it. We'll do anything for it. And for me, it was always the dream. Get a night shift somewhere and maybe one day in Los Angeles. But until then, boom, it happens in Santa Barbara. Full-time, nights, and music director at 19. I mean, I was on cloud 19, just living my pimply-faced teenage dream.
97.5 KHUI, you got your more music station up loud at the party. Hey, did someone say party? Well, we are doing that. Jeff Scott talking about the party line poll at 965, 97, 97. Looking for the strangest sound your mate makes while you are, well, you know. What does it for you?
She makes this like a moan.
Well, here, can we hear a part of it real quick?
She go, like that.
God, that's a real quick moan.
Yeah, she does it a lot.
Could you do like 5 seconds of it real quick?
Sure.
Oh, stop, you're turning me on.
October 20th, 1989. I'm scarfing my lunch down, doing my thing, and then the PD, the program director, my boss, he walks over, and he's holding a brown paper bag. Hey, Jeff, check this out. So I peek inside. What could it be? It's a cassette tape. Yeah, cool, what is it? Then he looks around and lowers his voice. It's the brand new Whitesnake album. We've got it before anybody else. And I'm thinking, okay, that's sweet. Then he says, tonight I want you to tell everyone to get their tape recorders ready, and at 9 p.m. you're gonna play the entire album on the air. And I'm like, wow, that is a killer idea. Why? Well, because I'm 19, because I'm dumb, because yes, I think D in DJ stands for dumb jock. 8 p.m. hits. I'm rocking the mic on Y97. All right, folks, you're in for a real treat. Go grab a blank cassette, get your tape recorders ready, because at 9 o'clock, we are going to play the brand new Whitesnake album, Slip of the Tongue, in its entirety, right here on Y97. Oh, the phones are lighting up. The buzz is real. So 9 p.m. rolls around and I slide in that cassette, hit play, and then just bask in the glow of what I thought was radio greatness. Now, what I didn't know was who else was listening. Ed Rosenblatt. Name probably doesn't mean anything. Well, he was the president of Geffen Records, who also happens to live in Santa Barbara. Yeah, Oprah, Brad Pitt, and this guy. So he's driving home, turns on the radio, and here's me, this 19-year-old dumb jock, yelling out, "Hey everybody, get ready to steal my new album." Yep, cue the lawsuit. Geffen to sue KHTY over slip of the tongue. Geffen sues, then settles with KHTY. Geffen proceeds with KHTY lawsuit. Turns out, not only was the album unreleased, but some tracks weren't even legally published yet. And we didn't just play it, we basically told listeners, hey, record this, pirate it, share it with your friends, stick it in your Walkman and just blast it forever, free of charge. My first full-time radio gig off to a stellar start. So the next day I'm just feeling on top of the world, I cruise into work, and you know it's bad when everyone avoids eye contact, when they usually can't stop staring at my luxurious mullet. Then the boss's voice booms across the office. "Yeah, Jeff, we need to talk." And the record scratch moment. My boss, you know, the one who handed me that tape, the one who said, "Hey, make sure to put it on at 9. Suddenly, he's no longer the PD. But guess what job he does end up with? Yeah, mine. He takes over the night shift. Now look, I can't prove any of this, but it's truly my belief and just pure speculation that he saw the writing on the wall. The Don Henley incident, don't know if you heard about that, but about 5 months before this, the previous PD played an unreleased and unfinished version of The End of the Innocents from Don Henley. So they already had some heat from Geffen. And I think he knew his days were numbered. So if he could set me up to take the fall, then boom, he's got a softer landing. And come on, I was 19. I was an easy target, the sacrificial lamb. And he got to keep working full time for a little longer. That moment taught me a huge lesson. No matter how young and dumb you are, your actions have serious consequences. You can't just go along with something because it sounds cool at the time. You're desperate to get ahead. If it smells off, yeah, it probably is that 2-week-old salmon left over rotting in the refrigerator. You've got to ask questions. You got to do your homework, because at the end of the day, it's your name, it's your reputation, and yes, it's your career. And trust me, nobody else is going to take the blame or hold the brown paper bag for you. Thankfully, I was 19. I didn't have a mortgage, kids, or alimony, just a dream and a sweet denim jacket. And throughout my career, I've probably been fired at least half the stations I've worked at. So if you've ever gotten fired, been the scapegoat, had your own white snake moment, just remember, you're not falling. Actually, you could just be flying out of the cannon towards something better. Now, eventually, I would get fired, and that would springboard me to a Los Angeles radio station who just so happened to be looking for a new night jock. And yeah, it did mean crashing a funeral to meet the right people, but we'll dive into that juicy tale at another time. Plus, all these moments will eventually make for great stories at the assisted living facility. The only trick, you have to remember them. So start writing this stuff down. I am Jeff, the radio DJ dude, and if you're still wondering, yes, I can listen to Whitesnake without breaking into a cold sweat. Now, if you enjoyed this little litigious ditty, please hit me with a like and subscribe. And if you've ever done something really dumb and eventually job ending in radio, well, please do tell in the comments. Just make sure the statute of limitations is run out. I mean, come on, safety first. Until our next little radio rendezvous, you keep rocking those mics all over the world.